very interested to hear and read what you have to say in the comment section down below.
Nah, dude, I'm making a video about this. For the unaware, HeelvsBabyface, or as EFAP likes to call him for some reason, is a member of a highly divisive group of art critics. Though nameless, you are likely already aware of what group I'm referring to. That anti-sjw group with GeeksandGamers, Nerdrotic, and Critical Drinker in it group. A divisive group, no doubt. I say they're alright. Most of them anyway. I don't think they're evil bigots, but I do understand why many may assume otherwise. The majority of their content does rely heavily on clickbaity anti-sjw concepts. I can see how that would alienate some people, and it doesn't help that they do occasionally say something stupid here and there.
Is it the fabled holy grail of comic book movies that'll right the wrongs of the theatrical version, redeem the unfairly maligned Snyderverse? The unfairly maligned
Clark, you have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
What was I supposed to do? Just let him die?
To catch you up, this is a video of Az discussing whether characters in new forms of art should look like their most popular iterations or their original versions. Source materialism versus popularization, as he calls it. This is in response to a harsh tweet he made over reveal images of Morticia and Gomez in the upcoming Wednesday Addams show. Now, I do have concerns for the show, with the first trailer showing a teenager getting bloodied by piranhas, when I always thought that the charm of the Addams family was to make the twisted look not so twisted. Then again, I've only seen the 2 good movies. It doesn't even matter. Az and I are simply responding to this image. Neither of us are talking about the book. We're talking about its cover. Az argues that Gomez should have looked more like his popular iteration, that being the more handsome version from the show in the original movies. Many of Az's fans argue that his source material version is fine. I say that depends on the context of the show. If it's a direct sequel to the original films, then of course there would be a problem.
Oh dear.
But if it's simply a separate iteration of Addams Family, then Gomez looks fine. Shows and stuff have reverted back to classic, not so popular looks before. Like the Mickey Mouse shorts that I believe were made right before Disney started committing seppuku. Keep this show in mind, I will bring it up again shortly. Again, book cover. We're exclusively talking about Gomez's look. Whether he looks handsome or hideous would not affect the story itself. Now, if he acts different, then different story. Now, Az and I are obviously in conflict with this situation, but that's not my problem with this video. In fact, he does have a nuanced understanding of his opponent's mindset.
Now this project is too faithful to the source material. Hasn't that been one of your main complaints about current adaptations? Or does it only matter if you personally are familiar with the original source material? That's an excellent point. That is an excellent point.
And I appreciate that. No, the part of the video I have a gripe with is this little tidbit he adds.
I thoroughly believe the Addams family's popularity was due to the TV series and then later the movies. I see this as another modern adaptation to belittle the main male character.
The culture war. I already made a video on it, and I recommend watching it. It's a little boring, but it'll inform you of my stance on all of this stuff. But basically, yes, I do believe that progressive ideologies can be taken too far, such as making a story that is so focused on its messaging that it refuses to consider anything else, like possible unfortunate implications.
Trust in me.
I'm ready to trust again.
Hell, some of these stories end up being the exact opposite of what they want to be.
Can I help you?
I hope so. I've got an assignment for Chinese school.
How come you don't have
These types of stories are commonly referred to as woke, especially in the community Az is a part of. I don't like the term myself because the official definition of that word is still neutral rather than negative, but for the sake of this video, I'll use it. Sometimes people can catch whether a story will be woke or not before it's even released. This is usually accomplished by them keeping an eye out for hints of wokeness.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be. When it fits a woman.
Oh.
I'm not about to let a man take credit for a woman's work.
Motherfucker, you are wearing Batman's suit!
But this is a risky tactic, as there would be other stories that seem woke on the surface, but turn out to not be the case. I bring all that up because in Az's video he says this.
Because we are living in such an age of intersectional feminism and misandry and penis envy, feminists hating men and pretty women, I could well believe that the casting, and this is no disrespect to Louis Guzman, isn't to actually go alongside the source material. It's actually to belittle the man compared to the woman, because that's where the political ideology is aligning right now in Hollywood.
So one sign of wokeness is the main male character being sent back to source material ugliness? I'm sorry, baby boy, but that's kind of brain dead. Imagine if an SAW-like person saw the design for Minnie Mouse in the new Mickey shorts and concluded that
it came across as a bit misogynistic.
Even if that scenario took place in a world full of unironic Nazis and triple Ks, that would still be stretching it. Now, could the creators have made Gomez like this to tear down men?
I mean,
Maybe.
It's not an impossibility, but that would be a bizarre way to do so. Even in the wokiest of woke garbage, the probability of that being the case is really low. I don't think it even warrants being called out, and I especially don't think it garners a tweet as harsh as Az's. Now, I'm not harping on him over making harsh tweets without context. I'm sure he's already learned his lesson on that. But I will say this. Imagine if the Wednesday show is actually good, and the reason they made Gomez look like this is because they wanted to please the fans. And then they see your tweets with your theory of male belittling. You're gonna get them confused. Then they'll say, fuck it, do fuck all, and fuck everything. That's why I'm calling out this video, because yes, SJWs can be overreactive over possible bigotry in art, but it's the other way around as well, and this video is a good example of that. Those that make a career on responding to woke nonsense may eventually become paranoid. Extremely paranoid. So paranoid, in fact, that they'll start seeing the evil rainbow flag of doom crawling on their straitjackets.
oh my.
Anyways, guys, bye.